अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम मोटिवेशनल कॉन्सेप्ट्स एंड एप्लीकेशन की थर्ड एंड लास्ट लेक्चर पे डिस्कशन करेंगे. This lecture is about the applications of those theories which we have discussed in previous two lectures. So वो कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट होते हैं, उस इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के नतीजे में हमारे पास कौन से मोडस ऑपरेंडी आते हैं जिसकी वजह से हम एक मोटिवेटेड ह्यूमन रिसोर्स इस्टेब्लिश कर सकते हैं और उनको मोटिवेट किए रख सकते हैं. So the very first modus operandi is job characteristic model in motivational potential score. What job characteristic model is? हमने बहुत से theories में पढ़ा कि job itself shall be such that it give you the intrinsic motivation. दो तीन theories में हमने पढ़ा कि जॉब का जो इनर है, जो जॉब की अपनी जो टास्क टाइप है, if it is motivating me, then I'll be more motivated and I'll be intrinsically motivated. जो अंदर से motivation है, and it will be for prolonged period, जो persistent भी होगा. जो basic motivation की definition है कि it will have a direction, it will be persistence and intensity भी बरकरार रहेगी. So किसी भी जॉब में 5 चीजें जरूर होनी चाहिए, चाहे ज्यादा हो कम हो, लेकिन होती जरूर है. वन इज स्किल वैरायटी, किस तरह की स्किल्स वी नीड टू परफॉर्म दैट जॉब. एंड देन टास्क आइडेंटिटी, what is the nomenclature of that job and how this job is being identified by others in the organization. किस तरह उन्हें देखा जाता है, किस तरह उन्हें समझा जाता है. And then task significance, जो जॉब जो काम हमने करने हैं उसकी इम्पोर्टेंस कितनी है. And then the autonomy thing, that how much the occupant of the job is given autonomy related to his task, about the decision making, about the resource allocation which his task involved. Or fifth thing is feedback. If an individual is performing very well, so उसको फीडबैक कितना मिल रहा है, रन टाइम में कितना मिल रहा है जब वो परफॉर्म कर रहा है, और आफ्टर सर्टेन पीरियड अब पीरियोडिकली उसको फीडबैक कैसे मिल रहा है. So these 5 dimensions are related with the critical psychological states of ours. अगर skill variety, task identity and task significance is of importance, and this job has a very good variety of the skills involved, इसकी जो identity है, it is very good, it is being identified and recognized throughout the organization, and it is being considered the important one. So if it is the case, then the person, the individual, the occupant of the role, the task will be, the job will be experiencing meaningfulness of the work. When we find meaningfulness of the work, then we will be more involved in that job. So, and then it may convert it to the high internal work motivation. और हम बार बार ये कहते आ रहे हैं कि intrinsic motivation sustainable होता है as compared to external motivation. इस तरह ये तीनों जो है अच्छी तरह है, पॉजिटिव हैं, और वो जो जॉब ऑक्यूपेंट है उसको मीनिंगफुलनेस ऑफ द वर्क का एहसास दिला रही है, then it will be intrinsically motivated, the role occupant. Second comes the autonomy thing, कि how much I am given the autonomy related to my task, related to my job, that I'll be doing that with my own responsibility. So experience responsibility for the outcome of the work. Whatever outcome is, I am responsible for that, and that responsibility is recognized by the high-ups of the organization. If this is the case, then high quality work performance will be there. What we used to say, high performance work teams हमारे पास आ जाएंगे, and we can be part of that. And high satisfaction with the work, again, job satisfaction will be high then. And the fifth one is the feedback, knowledge of the actual result of the work activity. As an individual, as a role occupant, as a job occupant, how much how good I am doing or how bad I am doing. If I know that and someone is giving me feedback in a proper way, then I'll be feeling satisfied. Low absenteeism and turnover, even turnover intention will not be there, because if someone is giving you the feedback, it means he's considering you that you are important and you are being observed. If there is some flaws, you will be told that, and then the corrective action will be suggested to you. If you have done some brilliant job, you will be given recognition for that. In both of the cases, you will be feel valued and worthy in the organization. So this is how implies growth needs strength is maximized. If the core job dimensions are good enough, and that is resulting in a critical psychological state, in a positive psychological state, so that so it will be helping us to achieve our personal and work outcomes and so on, our personal goals as well. As per expectancy theory we have discussed कि जो आखिर में हमारी बात है कि जो रिवार्ड्स हैं वो रिवार्ड्स हमारे पर्सनल गोल के साथ मैच होने चाहिए, सिंक्रोनाइज होने चाहिए. इसी से डिराइव चीज है कि एमपीएस, मोटिवेशनल पोटेंशियल स्कोर, कि एक जॉब के अपने अंदर जो है वो किस तरह एक क्या इसमें पोटेंशियल कितना है, मोटिवेशनल पोटेंशियल कितना है. So that is calculated by the formula given, that is variety plus identity plus significance divided by 3, then multiplied by autonomy and feedback. All these 5 constructs of the job characteristic model are being measured by some instruments, and then those average value are put here, and end result will give us that how much this job is having the marginal potential, the motivational potential score. So if it is high, so we will be of the opinion that this job is intrinsically motivating its occupant. If it is the vice versa case, then it will be demotivating its occupant. Then comes KG, if we gone through this job characteristic model and job analysis thing, and find that हमारी जो job characteristic, हमारी job तो job characteristic model के accordingly है ही नहीं. So what to do then? So then we come to another thing, that is what we call job redesigning. We have to redesign the job so that it fit as per the job characteristic model, as 5 dimensions of the job characteristic model, and it shall result in positive psychological states. The technical definition is job redesign is an effort where job responsibility in tasks are reviewed and possibly reallocated among staff for the purpose to improve the output, the outcome, the results. So there are certain types of that: job rotation, job enrichment, job enlargement, and some other nowadays telecommuting and other one as well. What are the advantage? Why we shall do the job redesigning? Because it will enhance the quality of work life, and that is one of the today's challenge of today's corporate world, that work-life balance is no more there. So if it is the job is redesigned as per the postulation or assumptions or principles of this job characteristic model, then it will be giving us a work-life balance. The second is organizational productivity will be increased, because if we are in good psychological state and we are intrinsically motivated, then I as an individual will be putting all efforts to get things done, or rather I'll go beyond that. So ultimately organizational productivity will be there. Then increase employee on-job productivity, not only the organizational productivity, because the organizational productivity is the sum of the employees on-job productivity. So their on-job, that will be giving the quality time to this job thing, and the quality time will be turned to increase organizational productivity. And then create right person job fit. This is one of the phenomenon that person job fit, who is fit for a job, which personality type or which personality makeup is a good one for. So if we redesign according to the job and its occupants, so it will be automatically result in the right person job fit. Brings sense of belongingness and implies, and we have discussed that relatedness or need for affiliation in was of the key need or implies and is in dire need for that. अगर हम उसमें सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगनेस का वो अपने जो उनके सुपीरियर्स हैं, जो उनके स्ट्रेटेजिक डिसीजन मेकर्स हैं, उनके साथ वो समझेंगे they are doing this all job redesigning thing for us, so their affiliation with them will be increased. So job rotation is the first method to redesign the job. So how it is and what it is and why job rotation. And employees suffer from over routinization of their work. Routine work बंदा करते करते थक जाता है, और उसकी जो अपनी personality type, it is thrilling, adventurous. And one alternative is job rotation, or the periodic shifting of an employee from one task to another. A similar skill requirement at the same organizational level, also called cross training. The same level have, for example, if within accounts, within finance department, there is budgeting, there is recurring expenses, there is financing, there is some other financial planning and investment. So I want देखिए कि एक बंदा जो कि दिल्ली के एक्सपेंसेस और वाउचर्स वगैरह से तंग आ चुका है, so I need that person के वो अपने जो फाइनेंशियल फोरकास्टिंग के और जो बजटिंग के स्किल्स हैं, वो उसके जो कमज़ोर थे या कमज़ोर हो रहे थे या डाइल्यूट हो रहे थे, now I want to have to make those skills more strong and strengthen. So then the company or the department may think about the job rotation, that this person is now fed up of this thing. This is usually happening is 2-3 sector where the workload is too much. For example, pharma sector and banking sectors. Banking sector, there is too much today's what the customer thing, and then non-stop banking thing, and the sales jobs specifically, the OGMCs and others, FMCGs and this pharma thing. So there we need the job rotation much more. The use of job rotation has been shown to increase job satisfaction and organizational commitment, subject to the consideration that the role the occupant of the previous job, the previous position is tired of that thing. He's fed up of that. So, but it does have bad drawbacks. What is that? Work that is done repeatedly may become habitual and routine, which makes decision making more automatic and efficient, but less thoughtfully considered. We will go back to the scientific management, where the specialty was one of the things. The division of labor है, वहाँ से हमें जब एक बंदा कोई काम दे दिया जाएगा and repeatedly वो करेगा तो habitual हो जाएगा, routine हो जाएगा. So नया बंदा जो काम 10 मिनट में करेगा, he will be doing it in 5 minutes. So उसकी specialty बन जाएगी. So job rotation अगर ऐसी हालत है कि this is one of the dark side, कि अगर हम जॉब रोटेशन उस तरह कर लें कि वहाँ पे नई जगह से बिल्कुल आके बिठा दें, so वहाँ पे नई जगह पे the person will be learning the skills, the job skills, और जो previous one है वहाँ पे जो उसकी specialty बन गई थी, that may suffer. Second, training cost increase when each rotation necessitates a round of trainings. So if it is a relevant field, so that may not needs training, but if needs training, so it will be what we can say HR cost per person जो है, that will be increased. And one of our key issue is cost minimization or cost optimization. So cost optimization, if it is happening, job rotation is happening in routinely, then it will be increasing our HR cost or training cost. That moving a worker into a new position reduce overall productivity for that role, because a person who is assigned the new duties, the new job, the new tasks, he will be for some time not performing at optimal level because he is new, he will be learning the skills. But if he has some skill about that, then there is no issue. But it has to be considered and it has to be taken into account while this person whom we are rotating to the second job is having some relevant skills or not. If he didn't have relevant skills, then there will be issue. For job rotate create disruptions when members of the work group have to adjust the new employees. Because every newcomer has to adjust in the new environment, in new work environment. So that will take time. While the previous work team, which he has left now, uh, that will be disrupted. That will be disrupted. वहाँ पे issues होंगे. And finally, supervisor may have to spend more time answering questions and monitoring the work of recently rotated employees because he will be new. If he hasn't the relevant job skills and job skills kit, then the supervisor will be has to be there to answer his queries and his concern about his new assignment. Flexible timing of work hour is another job redesigning new word, new contemporary word phenomenon. That is, flexible time must work a specific number of hours per week, but may vary their hours of work within limits. It's not usually it is a usually 8 hour or 6 hour per day job, but the timing is, which is usually 9 to 5, is not 9 to 5. Rather, in the morning we have some flexibility for the person that you may come at 11:30, but you have to leave then a little bit late. Claimed benefits of flexible time include reduced absenteeism because we are giving the flexible timing to the individual who can adjust his ways easily by using this flexibility in timing. Increase productivity, reduce overtime expenses, reduce hostility toward management because he is thinking that I'm giving this flexible timing work hours, so it is good for me and I can now easily adjust it with my uh, work life and family life. Reduce traffic congestions because at the 8 o'clock and in the 5 onward clocks, the traffic is so congested that it take too much time because all the offices are closed and the people are now there. Elimination of tiredness, increase autonomy and responsibility for employees, any of which increase employee job satisfaction. So this is what we call that the person feels more autonomous about the job and he is feeling responsible. As we have seen in the job characteristic model, that responsibility, feeling of responsibility is very much positively taken by the employees. Flexible time can also help employees balance work and family life. As we have said, the work family balance is much more important nowadays because of this workaholic thing. Flexible time major drawback is that it is not applicable to every job and every worker because every job has a different nature. It may be applicable in certain job things, but it may not be in others. It works well for clerical tasks where an employee interaction with people outside the department is limited. Because if it is with interaction with the people, so people used to have this 9 to 5 thing in mind. So if they are there, for example, receptionist or salesperson in retail sources, so they cannot be given this flexible timings, although there may be a little bit, but not to the full extent of flexible timing. But it is not too a viable option for so okay. People will have a strong desire to separate their work and family lives, or less apt to want flexible time. So it's not motivate for everyone. So as we have said, the UB things are not the best for all. It is not the best recipe for each and everyone. So those who want to separate this work and family thing, so they will be having say कि जी 9 to 5 जो है वो मेरा जो जॉब का टाइम और इसके बाद नो जॉब थिंग. So उनके लिए ये फिर it could not be a good option. Those who ask for it are may often be stigmatized. फिर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर मेजॉरिटी को नहीं मिल रहा और कुछ लोग asking for it, then they will be say, look, this person is not a good colleague. He didn't want to be with us, and so many things will be attached to that person, and he will be stigmatized about that. Telecommuting or working from home, which especially today's days when the COVID-19 pandemic is in full swing. So usually we all are doing this telecommuting things. But what it is, telecommuting refers to work at home or anywhere else the employees choose, that is outside the workplace, at least 2 days a week on a computer linked to the employer offer. It could be a completely home-based job as well, which we call virtually assistant or virtual. Now even we have virtual organization. Even in Pakistan now, the Security and Exchange Commission of Pakistan under the Companies Act 2017 are giving the registration to the virtual organization. Those organizations don't have a physical address, a physical office, and they all are connected to computers. So now the telecommuting thing is not only a limited thing, rather we have now complete virtual organization. But at least to qualify a job or the task as a telecommuting, it shall have 2 days per week from working from the home. Telecommuting seems to mesh with the cultural transition to knowledge, right? Because in the first revolution, industrial revolution, the work was more laborious, more manual work was there. The second revolution comes in the third, and now the third was the computerization of all the things. Second was the more mechanical and all those mechanic things. The third was the computerization, and now we are in fourth industrialization, fourth revolution. That's what we call uh, the virtual things, where the physical presence is not as important as that. For example, writer, attorneys, analysts, and employees who spend the majority of the time on computers on the telephone include telemarketer, customer services representation, reservation agents, and product support specialists are candidates for the telecommuting. Telecommuters, they can access information on their computer at home, as now we many of the organizations are using ERP softwares, the huge database software, intranet thing. So they can be used very easily do this telecommuting thing. More creative tasks may actually be best suited for telecommuting, where dull, repetitive tasks like data entry decrease motivation and thus performance. Somehow, it's not always, but somehow the creative skills may be good for the telecommuting thing or working from home. But if it is daily or routine thing, so it may demotivate. Keeping in mind that we nowadays we are going through extraordinary circumstances in this COVID-19 pandemic thing. So that is what we can, majority or 90% of the people are working from home. It is not that telecommuting, but it is the imposed telecommuting. But there are certain advantages what we have to discuss here. So specifically societal and eco-friendly impacts are there. Advantages: higher productivity and improved morale, because the people are thinking that we are at home, we are feeling at what we used to say, feeling at home. So in this case, we are really at home, so we do our level best. Reduce space, office space, and travel cost. We have to have offices, require offices, and to parents and all those stuff, and interior decor and that and this. But if we have telecommuters with us, then the cost of those offices will be their offices will be reduced, and it will reduce the absenteeism and turnover, because he has been given some work, so the work can be done anytime or the time being approached by one another. The work which is being uh, agreed upon, the timing is agreed upon between the telecommuter and the organization. So there is no question of absenteeism and turnover. Increase work-life balance, mostly if we do it properly, and then it's eco-friendly, because if I go to work, so I have to use some automobiles, and then the chlorofluorocarbon emission and all those traffic congestion and all those things. So that is eco-friendly as well. Disadvantage is less direct supervision. We cannot directly supervise, because a person who is over A workstation means a computer is cannot be that much supervisor in a proper way as a person who is in front of us and in the office beside me. Team working issues, because although we have so many technological advancement, we have technological gadgets about the team working things. For example, Microsoft Team, Zoom, and now the Facebook is have also this feature of uh, chat with 50 plus people, and so other specific go to web meetings and so many other online web based and some specifically app based facilities are there, but it cannot replace the team working as a team place as a team issue. Let's say transfer of knowledge, because we are not interacting face to face, so the transfer of knowledge, what we call tacit information, tacit knowledge transfer will not be happening. We may have the implicit, the explicit transfer of knowledge will happen, but not the tacit one. And feeling of isolation, a person individual who is working from home on a computer, because he don't have colleagues around him, so he may feel the feeling this isolation thing. Didn't listen to work family conflict. If a person is working from home, so usually the family members are not considering that person full-time employee. So that's how their demands, and even this person is also thinking that I can do it anytime, so doing things at any time will get them person in trouble. Then family is not considering this person full-time employee, and he himself think that I'm not 9 to 5 issue, so I have to be there. So I'll have to complete this task at any time. So this may convert into work family conflict and family work conflict. Vulnerability to out of sight, out of mind effect. If an individual who is a telecommuter is thinking that there is no supervision, so whatever I want to do, I will do that. And it may be the 11th hour, I'll have to do something to deliver what is wanted from me. Now we are going to discuss that how we can use rewards to motivate employees. As we are from the first uh, topic, motivation, simple motivation, we are saying that there are rewards, which some are intrinsic and some are extrinsic. So, how to use those rewards to motivate employees? Want to pay, establishing a pay, and how to pay rewarding individual employee through variable pay programs. Two things is very much important. One is the regular pay structure, what we are paying in a structured way. So the first thing is we have to go for a compensation management and pay management thing कि जी किस तरह हमने पूरा पैकेज बनाना है, पूरे स्केल्स बनाने हैं. एक तो पहली बात ये है. Then scales बनते हैं normal scaling. What about those who are meritorious, who is performing very well? अब उनके लिए then will be rewarding individual employee through variable pay programs. So starting with observing internal equity and external equity, first thing we have to consider while devising a pay scale, a pay structure, the first thing is that it shall comply internal equity and external equity. In the last lecture, we have discussed what is internal equity and external equity, what is the the industry average of pay for for a job, and what is within the organization, what shall be within the organization. So there shall not be too much differential the same level job. Paying more will attract better qualified, more highly motivated employee who will stay with the organization longer. If we want to have good people who have some extra thing, then we have to have a very good pay structure. If it is not, and we are having a very mediocre type of pay structure, then only mediocre people will be with us. and they will be with us for longer ones. But if we want to attract the good human resource, qualified ones, some experienced ones, some innovative and creative ones, then we need to give them some extra, something extra, because those who are better qualified, highly motivated, those are those people which we call star and star. So those star have to be retained. How have we have to retain? Because we shall have a good pay structure. Giving the fact in consideration that pay is the highest single operating cost for an organization, we have to devise such a pay structure which shall not deviate from our cost structure, because it is one to the operating cost, recurring cost का सबसे बड़ा जो constituent है, that is pay, and it involves trade-offs. Trade-offs means if I have to give them high pay, so what will be what I'll be demanding from that. If I'm giving them the low pay, how they will be doing things. So there are, and it involves trade-offs. High wage resulted in increased employee productivity and induced. It's a more they gave the organization which where pay structure is good enough, people are usually attracted to that. Now, this was generally for all the human resource. But about those individual who is doing extraordinary things? So for them, we have variable pay program, a pay plan that is based a portion of an employee's pay on some individual and an organization measure of performance. And then other is, other than that, along with that fixed, what we can say, as per structure pay, we are giving this person some extra. So what is those program? Those is one can piece rate pay, how much quantity. It is especially in production concern things, वहाँ जो work units जहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट्स की नंबरिंग होती है, क्वांटिफिकेशन हो सकती है, तो क्वांटिफिकेशन के बेस पे हम बता रहे हैं कि भाई इस बंदे ने इतने यूनिट्स बनाए हैं, इतना काम किया है, सो ही शैल बी गिवन दैट मच. इसमें देयर इज अ फिक्स्ड अमाउंट, फॉर एग्जांपल अल्फा, एंड देन वी हैव इन द नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स. सो वो फिक्स्ड अमाउंट तो होती है, एंड देयर इज सर्टेन number of units to be produced or to be finished for that minimum level, and after that per product we are having some piece rate pay. Merit based pay is how much how a person is performing since long. Previous year he performed very well and he did an extraordinary thing, we give them extra benefit, double increment. We usually give one increment to normal employees, but a person who is uh, perform very well, extraordinary, for example 90 plus points and 90 plus percentage as and he falls in the outstanding, then we give them that person double increments. Then if there are 3-4 years continuously such performance from that person, then we promote to the next level. Bonuses are temporary recognition of the efforts and one time, and maybe with the pay as well. One time payment or recognition or with the thing. The fourth is profit sharing plan. Pay is determined that this is the pay for all that, and those people who are extraordinary and who are doing well, so and the company earns much more. So the money which for example a company have a profit of 10 million, so the 3 million will be distributed among the high performers, और जिनका जितना कंट्रीब्यूशन होगा उसके उतने ही शेयर्स होंगे, उसमें इतना इसका शेयर होगा. And then come the employee stock ownership of plane, and this is very one of the good one, but unfortunately it is not practicing in the third world countries. कि एम्प्लॉइज को जब हम परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी कर लेते हैं प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग में, तो उनको वन टाइम उनका प्रॉफिट हमने उनके साथ शेयर कर लिया, एंड देन ही मे बी विल बी वर्किंग मोर एंड मोर टू हैव मोर प्रॉफिट. लेकिन अगर हम उन्हें स्टॉक ओनरशिप दे देते हैं एज अ रिवॉर्ड of their extraordinary performance, now they will be thinking that they are the owners as well. So automatically there, that the first thing was the profit sharing was the first time and may not be happening the second time. But if it is stock ownership plan, so at the end stock market में अगर स्टॉक की वैल्यू बनती है, मैं तो एक तो मैं हिसाबदार बन जाता हूँ, शेयर होल्डर बन जाता हूँ जो इंडिविजुअल है, और फिर ओनरशिप फील होती है. सो दैट्स हाउ ओनरशिप इज गिविंग इज more to us. Do variable pay program increase motivation and productivity? Generally, yes, but that doesn't mean everyone is equally motivated by them. So that's again the OB most quoted thing, that OB have very few absolutes, if any. So it depends upon the nature of the person who is involved there. Now that was about extrinsic motivation. Now what about the intrinsic rewards to motivate employees? Intrinsic did not have that extrinsic thing, money thing, or promotion and others. So we have, it is usually said, a plan to encourage specific employee behavior by formally appreciating specific employee contribution. How to recognize their efforts, how to motivate them intrinsically. So there are 4 types of recognition. First is public recognition. We are recognizing the effort of that extraordinary performer in the whole corporate, in the whole company, or the group of companies, or in the department. For example, surprise appreciation celebration for that specific person, or number of persons are extraordinary performers. Shout out on social media. We are announcing our social media that Mr. XYZ is employee of the year. He did a brilliant job and this and that. That Sam can be in the newsletter of the company. The company usually have their newsletter and their activity news there. So they may be having this, that the extraordinary performer, employee of the year, are the best performer of the thing. Similarly, the 4th one is congratulatory email or letter of appreciation. So congratulatory email is mostly given, it is sent basically to the person who have did brilliantly, but it is CC to all the key human resource which is relevant to in this case. While letter of appreciation is also given to that person, that you have a brilliant job, this and that, and it become a part of the personal file of that person. Either it is on manual system or an HR module or any ERP thing or any other like software. Then run a press release. This is another way, the print media. For the print media, that Mr. XYZ has done a brilliant job and CEO congratulated him or recognized him or having some chit chat with that person. Promotion, etc. recognition, new job title. The job title is now given as we usually talk about that VP HR is now re-designated as HR partner, because now we are recognizing that HR is no more a division. HR people are partner to the organization. Now this titling the job is more important to this. Ambassador opportunity, then we call or we declare some person that it is ambassador of the quality or ambassador of the company, and so on and so forth. Ask for their help or opinion when we said that these best performer or outstanding performer have done a brilliant job, तो हम उनसे पूछते हैं कि जी अब बताएं क्या करना चाहिए, किस तरह करना चाहिए. इस तरह उन्हें स्पेशल प्रोजेक्ट दिए जा सकते हैं. इन्विटेशन टू एन एग्जीक्यूटिव मीटिंग, जहाँ पे उनकी जगह नहीं बनती थी, लेकिन ऑन इन्विटेशन हम उन्हें बुलाते हैं कि भाई बैठो, बिकॉज यू हैव डन अ ब्रिलियंट जॉब, नाउ गिव अस द ओपिनियन, अटेंड द मीटिंग एज एन ऑनर थिंग. प्राइवेट रिकॉग्निशन अगर हम चाहते हैं तो हम उन्हें बुलाते हैं, हिडन प्रेस करते हैं, हैंड राइटन नोट भेजते हैं, थैंक यू मीटिंग करते हैं, कॉल ऑन कॉपी करते हैं, ऑन अ कप ऑफ टी जो है उनको हम लेकर आते हैं, उन्हें एक वीडियो भेज देते हैं उनके, उसके लिए कोई गिफ्ट भेज देते हैं उनके होम डिलीवरी में. टेंजिबल जो कि एक्सट्रिंसिक की तरह है कि उनको पेरेज दे देते हैं, बोनस दे देते हैं, लग्जरी वोकेशन के लिए कंपनी के एक्सपेंसेस पे tickets for an exclusive event, offer educational opportunity कहते हैं कि हाँ आप किसी और उसमें करें. So these are our intrinsic reward planes, our recognition planes through which we can motivate employees. अब इसमें से other than this tangible recognition thing, इसमें से बाकी चीजों में इतना जो है वो cost नहीं है, but it motivate a lot our employees. For example, letter of appreciation. When we took the cost of that, for example, in today's world, in Pakistani rupees, it will be hardly costing 4 to 5 rupees. But that 4 to 5 rupees thing are, if we include the copies as well, so 10 to 20 rupees. And this 10 to 20 rupees thing will be doing wonders for the organization, because the person will be saying that, look, the head of the company is appreciating me. I am known to that person, to the CEO, to the president, and he is acknowledging my effort. So he will be owning this thing, owning the company. So now we have implication for managers of all this modus operandi are the methods of motivating through extrinsic motivation as well as intrinsic motivation. So the first thing is we have to recognize individual differences, because as we used to say, everything not work for everyone. If we design something and it is not working, so we have to keep consider the individual differences, that what is a job occupant personality is, what is his behavior, what is his core values, what is his value system, what he value more, extrinsic thing or the intrinsic thing, and then use goals and feedback. We have to give them कि जी आपने ये गोल्स अचीव करने हैं. गोल्स अचीव करने के साथ साथ हमने रन टाइम में भी बताना है और एंड ऑफ द वर्क भी बताना है कि you did how you have done the work. If that did brilliantly, so then we have to recognize the efforts. If they didn't, it was average or this, so we have to tell them कि जी मसला क्या था, क्या issue हुआ था, in a buffering way. Okay, they are framing how well they are framing in pursuit of those goals. So then they will be in pursuit of those goals which we have assigned to them. And then the fourth thing is giving some autonomy and participative opportunity to employees in decision making while making pay packages, perks and privileges. So it will give this a sort of ownership in the decision making, and then there will be no dissent voices about that, and no voice about that. And then link rewards to performance, because if we are paying to the mediocre as well as to the best performer equally, then the best performer with the star will leave us. The best performer who has stars will leave us, and the mediocre will be with us. But companies are mostly benefited by the stars, by their contribution. And then check the system for equity, because we have to keep in mind that while having these different packages for the best performer, somehow we have to keep into consideration the equity thing, because if we are paying more to the star, so it shall be known to the our human resource that why we are paying more to that person. So there shall be equal opportunity for all. If the Mr. A is given the 2 or 3 increments, so it shall be an opportunity for the Mr. B to have that same to get the same opportunity to get 2 3 uh, increments if he did brilliantly. So that was all from the today's lecture. Our today's lecture was about the modus operandi or methods of implementing motivational concepts, theories, and turning it to in concrete things, in packages, in planes, and tactical planes. कि जो हमने तीरीज पढ़ी है वो तीरीज कोई हवा की बात नहीं है. उन तीरीज के बेसिस पे हम प्लेन्स बनाते हैं, हम पे पैकेजेस बनाते हैं, रिवार्ड सिस्टम बनाते हैं. All these turn into a beneficial thing. So that was all for the motivational concepts and its application. जिसको स्टार्ट हुई थी मोटिवेशन के कॉन्सेप्ट से, डिफरेंट थीरी से, और आखिर में हमने उसके एप्लीकेशंस भी देखे. So that was all from here, and thank you. See you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you.